What is up, my butter biscuits? As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, I am finally going to be doing my review of the brand new Scorpio palette from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I do have to keep it real with you guys and let you guys know from the jump, I low-key am a little bit irritated that this took 16 days to come in. I do not know why it took so long to come. I do have to keep it real with you guys. I was low-key a little bit spoiled when it came down to the whole James Charles palette. As you guys know, or if you guys didn't know, I did a review of his palette here on my channel, and it only took 2 days for the palette to come in. Also, on top of that too, he did offer 30% off on the initial launch day on TikTok Shop, and I was like, y'all, that was a really good deal. This right here, I was low-key waiting for Jeffree Star to like mark the price down of this, which I know normally he doesn't do for a new palette, but then I'm sure he probably saw that James Charles was offering 30% off, so I thought he would offer at least free shipping, maybe 10% off, 20% off, something, do you know what I mean? But he never did. I did wait until Black Friday to order this palette right here because I was being super cheap, and I was like, y'all, this palette is $62, and low-key I got a little bit spoiled after the James Charles one and getting 30% off, so I was like, maybe he'll offer it a little bit cheaper. He didn't. I still did pay $62 for it, but at least I did get free shipping. Also, on Black Friday, I did order a bunch of his lipsticks, all 4 of these shades right here, because they were $3 each, and I was like, I cannot pass that up, y'all. I was like, that's a really good deal, especially for some liquid lipsticks. I was honestly, I'll keep it real with you guys, I was like, are these old? Because I'm like, $3 is just like unheard of. That's cheaper than drugstore. So I was like, I probably should have ordered more than 4, but honestly, I really don't wear that much lipstick these days. I pretty much only do my reviews when I wear my makeup, or only wear makeup when I do my reviews, and that's just pretty much it. But anyways, y'all, just letting you guys know, this is a 24 pan eyeshadow palette that retails for $62. It is pretty pricey. I do want to say, seeing this palette in person, actually it does look really pretty. If you guys did see my thoughts and opinions video about this, low-key I was like, I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of like Jeffree Star's face all over his stuff. I totally get it. Obviously this is a Scorpio palette after his birthday, so obviously it does make sense that his face is on it, but I feel like he has put his face on so many of his palettes that I'm just kind of like, okay, it's getting really repetitive at this point. But nonetheless, it does look beautiful in person. Like, I really do feel like this whole outer packaging looks really nice. Of course, we'll go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty as far as the inside and the formula, because it has been a hot minute since I've tried his stuff in just a little bit. I did want to let you guys know this before jumping into this video. I thought it would be kind of fun to do a versus of the James Charles palette versus this Scorpio palette right here. They are completely different color stories. However, there are some similar colors in which I could kind of create like the same look on each eye and kind of do a versus. So if this video does get to 1,500 likes, I'll go ahead and do a versus of the James Charles palette versus the Scorpio palette. I thought that would be kind of fun to like compare the formula, you know. I don't know, maybe because like the James Charles palette, I actually really liked it, so I was like, you know what, and I've tried Jeffree Star stuff before, and I'm like, okay, it's pretty good too, but I'm like, yo, I kind of want to see like whose is better. So help get this video to 1,500 likes and I'll go ahead and do a versus. I think that'll be really fun. Anyways, let me not ramble too much, let me shut up. Let's go ahead and get into this. Don't forget to give this a big thumbs up, and let's get into it. And this is what the palette looks like open right here. I do have to say, low-key, it's a little bit tacky that he got his clappers out on there, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you out here showing your booty cheeks? Can you guys just imagine being a freelance makeup artist and like busting this open in front of your like very conservative client who's like, oh my gosh, like butt cheeks on a palette? It's a bit much, but obviously it's Jeffree, so what can we expect? Let's go ahead and open it up. This is a trunk style with a little clasp, and I do have to say it is really cute that it does have this like scorpion tail on it. I don't know if you guys can make it out on video, but it is really cute. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. This is what the color story is giving right here. Let me see if I got it balanced out. I do have to keep it real with you guys before we even get into the nitty gritty of this. This is not my favorite color story of Jeffree Star's, but I was like, you know what? It's decent. There are some cute colors in here, and I think that I could create a couple good looks from it. You know what I mean? I do think that I am going to go in with the purples. I feel like I'm going to go with a really, really warm tone crease and go in with the purples on my lid, because that's what's standing out to me the most. Overall, I'm going to keep it real with you guys, okay? The more that I look at this palette, and honestly at first I was like, okay, it's decent. Like, if I had to rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, I would probably put it at a 6. Do you know what I mean? The more that I look at it though, the more I'm kind of like, okay, there's a lot of different color families in here, with the greens, with the blues, a pop of red, a pop of hot, like what do you consider this blue right here? Like, what would you guys call this blue right here? Like a minty blue, and then purple. So it's kind of like a whole lot going on. And then lavenders too. The more I look at it, the more I'm kind of like, whoa, this is a little bit all over the place. And honestly, I know that's crazy coming from me, but as you guys know, the older I get, the more I'm just less adventurous when it comes down to makeup. But I am going to do something colorful today with the purples. I'm going to keep it neutral in the crease though, but this is what it looks like right here. There is 10 metallics and 14 mattes. So let me go ahead and prime my eye, and let's just go ahead and get down into the review. Okay, so I primed my eye with the P. Louise in the shade 0.5, and then I did put on some baking powder because I did already do my foundation and blush and all that stuff. I'm gonna go in with the shade Secretive on a MAC 217 brush. Honestly, this shade does look really, really beautiful. I feel like for some reason, this is like the perfect warm tone, like clay shade that I like. I'm going to take it super messy and then I'm going to go ahead and blend it out. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I kind of like don't have a direction for the shape that I'm going to do. I did tell myself before filming this video, I was like, don't do a cut crease. I always do a cut crease, but I just feel like with my style of eye, or my shape of eye, I should say, I just feel like a cut crease always looks better, but I'm just going to play it by ear and then see how I go with the shape. I don't know, y'all. I probably will end up doing a cut crease. Let's just keep it real. That's the shade right there, is Secretive. I do have to say I love that shade. It's beautiful, very, very pigmented. Once again, do not pay attention to how busted it looks at first. Y'all know that I will go in and clean it up. Now I'm going to be going in with the shade Diva Lynn, which by the way does have a lot of kickback. I do feel like a lot of these shades like that are in this family, the Diva Lynn specifically, have like a lot of kickback. I notice it must be something with the actual formula, but like I always mention in my videos, I know that a lot of people don't care about kickback, but I do. And that's because I am cheap and I'm like, yo, that is a waste of product in my personal opinion. So I'm just going to go ahead and like soften the edges with this. I do have to say that shade Secretive was way more pigmented than I did intend, which I do like, and no complaining about that because it is really, really beautiful. It's like perfectly warm, and I know that it may look a little bit too like, you know, orangey right now, but I am gonna go in with the shade November 15th just to kind of like make it a little bit more purple. Or you know what, maybe I might not. Actually, I don't know. This is like the first time that I'm doing my makeup that I don't really have a direction. Every single time that I do a review, I'm like, no, I know that I want to do this, this, or this, but I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna play today and just kind of like see what happens. By the way, I forgot to mention that I am using a MAC 224. You guys can use any big fluffy brush. I do want to say, as soon as MAC changed their bristles to synthetic, I just don't really care for their brushes anymore. I know it's better, but I don't know. These natural hair ones, I feel like just blend out way better in my opinion. Okay, so far the shades are blending out literally perfectly, like so easily. Now I'm going to be going in with the shade November 15th, which is kind of like a deep burgundy. I'm just going to be taking a tiny, tiny little bit of it in this outer corner right here, just so I kind of blends in with the purples as soon as I lay down the purples. And I'm taking this like, what brush is this? Hank and Henry Liz brush, oh my gosh. It's a very like weird shaped brush, but I feel like it's like perfect for this outer corner V. Because I'm like trying my hardest to like not do so many winged out looks. Y'all know I love my winged out looks. I don't know, I feel like it looks good on my eye, but I'm like, you know what, I gotta switch it up. So also one other thing is too, I'm gonna show you guys in a bit, is the shade Diva Lynn. Oh my gosh, it has a shit ton, and I do mean shit ton, of kickback. So if you guys are like me and don't like that, that's just a little side note, but the shade is beautiful and does blend out super nice. All right, so I went ahead and cut the crease just a little bit. Do not pay attention to the outer corner. As you guys know how I work, I literally have the outer corner looking like a hot mess until it's completely done. I'm gonna be going in with the shade Powerful Presence, and I'm gonna be slapping that over the outer corner. And I really hope there's not too much fallout on this, because so far so good with the fallout. I'm gonna be taking this like right here where that matte is, and I'm gonna be going over it. I'm kind of gonna be like doing a ombre effect with the purples. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip my brush over and go in with the shade Spirit Realm, which is a really like light shimmery lilac. And I'm going to be taking this like right in the front here. That's actually showing up a way more silver on camera. So I'm going to go ahead and take that shade once again, Powerful Presence, and then just blend it over, because I actually like the way that looks. I just wanted to do a gradation, but I'm like, wait, Why is this lilac shade showing up so silvery? I think because it has a silver shift to it. I cannot talk, y'all. Okay, so the outer edge is looking a little funky. It's only because I'm going to do kind of like a reversed wing, just to do something a little bit different, I guess. I'm going to be going back in with that shade Secretive on this tiny little angled brush right here. I'm going to be starting it on my lash line. I probably should have left on my baking powder for this, but I did clean up the outer corner. I'm going to be taking it right up on my lash line, and then I'm going to be slowly just dragging it like a reverse little wing. It's going to look a little funky at first until I go in with that deep purple shade to kind of like make it match the top. So just don't pay attention to that just for a little bit. Before I go in with the purple shade November 15th, I'm going to be going in with the shade Star Camel, which, ooh, this has a lot of kickback too. Don't worry, I didn't forget to show you guys the kickback on the palette. I just want to go ahead and finish this eye first before I move on to the next one. I'm just going to be blending this out before laying down that deep purple shade just to kind of create the shape. I'm actually only going to go in with just a little bit of the shade November 15th just right on the lash line, only because I actually like this warmth. I kind of like the contrast from the purple on top with the like warm on the bottom. But just to make it blend better, I'm just putting a tiny little bit on the lash line. I originally was going to match it to the top, but then I'm like, you know what? This kind of looks good. I feel like it's something kind of weird. Normally I don't ever do anything like this, but you know what? I wanted to change it up and do something a little bit different. Before I go in with the other eye, I did forget to mention that I did go in with the shade Star Aura in the inner tear duct. I want to say that shade specifically, I felt like it was kind of chunky. Like, I don't know, it was really weird. I don't know if you guys have seen my James Charles review, but I really did like his shimmers. I feel like it's like a putty texture that has like a lot of shimmer. This one was like chunky kind of, and it was a little bit weird, and I had to like keep on going back and forth with it. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and complete my other eye off of camera, and I'll come back and give you guys my final opinion. All right, y'all, so this is the final look right here. I do want to say I really love the way that it came out. It's obviously something a little bit different than I do. Well, honestly, if I'm keeping it with you guys, pretty much just a little lower wing right here, but I do think it adds a nice little flair to the look. I also forgot to mention in my last review of the James Charles palette, I was wearing these lashes too from iVibe Lashes. If you guys have not heard of this brand, they are so cool. First of all, I love their lashes, but on top of that too, the actual box that the lashes come in has a playlist for you guys to listen to while you're getting ready, so I think that's really cool. Not sponsored, just shouting them out because I really do like the brand and I think that it's unique and different. As for the, oh, forgot to mention too, for my lip, I did put on the shade Leo from Jeffree Star with a clear lip gloss from Juvia's Place. Now, getting into the actual palette itself, I do want to go ahead and show you guys the Diva Lynn shade right here. Honestly, y'all, that kickback slash, you know, fallout, whatever you want to call it, on the actual eyeshadow palette looks really bad. That is a lot of wasted product. I know so many of you guys don't care about that. I personally do, because obviously I'm just going to blow it away, and therefore it's going to burn through the shade a little bit faster than usual, obviously. Now, overall, I do want to say this. The palette did work really well. Everything blended out really nicely. The matte, I really love Jeffree Star's matte formula, but I do have to say, after trying more and more brands, I feel like his shimmer quality is low-key kind of lackluster. Don't get me wrong. They're very pigmented. They're just not shimmery enough for me. They're a little bit more of kind of like a metallic sheen rather than shimmer, especially after doing the James Charles palette review. I feel like with his, they actually had like shimmer to it, as to where these are just metallic-y. And I do feel like they are very pigmented. I just like more shimmer in them. Do you know what I mean? A little bit more sparkle, in my personal opinion. Or as Michaela would say, sparkle. I'm just playing. That's so annoying. Anyways, if you guys do want me to do another review of this or do a separate look, make sure you guys let me know. If you guys do want me to do a versus of this palette versus the James Charles palette, make sure you guys get this video to 1,500 likes. I do want to try out this red shade right here, so maybe I'll do a second look with this, because I kind of want to go into the like reds and like, I don't know what I would use for the shimmer, but maybe I'll do like that copper shade, Privacy. I feel like that shade does look really good. I think I probably will do a second look with this, but if you guys want me to do a versus of the James Charles one, get this video to 1,500 likes. Overall, honestly, if I had to rate this palette on a scale from 1 to 10, I would put it at a 7. I would like a little bit more out of the shimmers, but the mattes really did blend out well, and they were super pigmented. Didn't have a lot of fallout on my eye. Except for in the pan, y'all, that kickback on the shade Diva Lynn, that is a lot. But overall, I like the palette. I thought it did work well. I just hope that he kind of like works on his shimmer form a little bit more, because I really do feel like with all the competition out there, he needs to amp it up just a little bit more, in my opinion. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.